Hello yogis, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on the third eye chakra flow, or we're going to be working on a third eye chakra flow, adding to our chakra series that we've been progressing through steadily. So we're going to begin in a cross-legged position or half lotus position. It's completely up to you. Find what feels good, that's comfortable, where you can still have the spine nice and tall. We're going to rest the palms over the knees. Begin to bring attention to the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, slightly lifting the chest. And closing the eyes if they're not already closed. We're going to start by grounding ourselves. Of course, connecting to our breath. So just begin to gently inhale through the nose, drawing fresh air in through the nostrils, down the throat and into the lungs. And then exhale naturally without any force, releasing the air, the stale air out of the lungs. And continue breathing in and out like this, in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And as we sit here practicing our pranayama, I'll tell you a little bit about the third eye chakra. So the color of the third eye chakra is usually indigo blue. So maybe during meditation you may see blue. Who knows? Maybe remembering that towards the end. And the third eye chakra really represents your perception, your awareness, your connection to your spirituality. And it's really where our intuition and wisdom lies. So we're going to move in an intuitive way today. I invite you to stop and listen to your body. If you find that you need something a little bit more in a pose, or maybe you want to retract and take a more restorative option, please feel free to. Know that this yoga practice is a guide for unlocking your third eye chakra. And since the third eye chakra represents your intuitive wisdom, it's important that you tune in and listen to it. So we're going to continue breathing here in and out. And on the next inhale, we're going to hold and retain the breath after at the top of the breath. So you're going to inhale, draw the air into the lungs as you normally would, and then pause, retain the breath for about 2 to 3 seconds, however long you can. That feels natural, where you're not reaching a point of pain or force. And then slowly exhale through the nose when you're done with the retention. So we'll begin sitting nice and tall. Draw another deep breath into the lungs. Hold or retain the breath here, pausing at the top of the breath, and then exhale through the nose. And let's take 6 more rounds of this breathing technique at our own pace. So breathing in through the nose, holding and retaining the breath, and then exhaling through the nose. One more round here. When you finish your last round, releasing the exhale, you can just begin to bring your breath back to your natural breathing, breathing in and out the nose organically. And just notice what that breathing technique did to your body on an energetic level. And let's gently begin to open the eyes. And I invite you here to find any intuitive movement that feels good. So maybe your neck feels sore and calls out to you to do some neck rolls here. Maybe you want to add some whole movement to the body, so you start to circle one way. And then circle the opposite way. So this is your few moments where you can find any sort of movement that feels good. Everybody's body will be different, so everybody will be sore or tense in different areas. That's why it's important to tune in with what the body's telling you. Another option, you can always reach the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, open the shoulders, lifting the chest. Few more breaths here. My favorite way to tune in with what the body needs is just by closing my eyes and just listening to where I feel tense. Making sure those areas receive the nurturing they need. One more breath wherever you are. And we're going to start to bring the knees together and make our way to a tabletop position. So stacking the limbs, palms underneath shoulders, knees underneath hip points. From here, let's begin to warm up the spine. So taking some cat-cows at our own pace, bringing yourself to a neutral spine to begin with. Inhale, dip the belly, lift the heart space, gaze upwards. Exhale, arch through the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale brings you back to cow, opening the heart space. Exhale into cat, arching the back, making this as exaggerated as you need today. Couple more rounds. And really commit to syncing your breath and your movement today. You did carve out this time to practice, so you might as well use and get the most out of it. One more round. And slowly dip the belly and bring the spine to neutral. Let's walk the hands forward, keeping the knees underneath the hip points, coming into our Anahastasana or melting heart pose. From here, once the palms are towards the mat, you can slowly start to release the forehead onto the mat. And you're going to feel this in your upper back and maybe into the chest and the top of the shoulders. You can press into the feet so they act as anchors here. Take 5 deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you would like to add a little bit more of a challenge, you can start to place the chin onto the mat. Placing the chin on the mat is actually a great way to activate the third eye because you're sort of coming into observation mode, right? Just placing the chin, gazing at what's in front of you, and being in the present moment here, tuning in with the breath. Slowly start to press into the forearms and ripple forward onto the belly. From here, we're going to move into locust pose, so you can place the forehead onto the mat. We're going to bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. This is going to be a nice opening into the chest. Use the feet as anchors here, and we're going to inhale, lift the chest, pull the knuckles towards the back. Exhale, release. Twice more, just like this. Inhale, lift the chest, point the knuckles towards the back. Exhale, release. Should feel super good to activate the back muscles in locust. Taking one more round here. Inhale, lift the chest and forehead. When you're ready, pull the knuckles. Exhale, release. Awesome job, guys. Bring the palms by the ribs, curl the toes. We're going to inhale, lift up to plank, and push back to your first downward dog. Planting the feet hip width apart. Start to press the heels towards the ground, and maybe you start to pedal the dog, just warming up the legs, lifting the right heel up and the left heel down. Exhale, alternate, pressing the right heel down, lifting the left. Three more breaths here. Notice if you're holding the breath. Just bring your conscious awareness back to your prana. Great job. Let's begin to press both heels down towards the mat, and we're going to do some spinal waves here. So how we're going to move through these waves is we're going to inhale, ripple forward like a wave into your plank. Bend into the knees and then push back to your downward dog. So let's do 3 more rounds of those. You'll inhale to ripple forward. Exhale, bend the knees, push back to your downward dog. 2 more. Great. Just hang out here for a second in downward dog, maybe shaking the head yes and no, releasing any neck tension. And let's begin to micro bend into the knees, look to the top of the mat, and hop or walk your way to the top. meeting in a forward fold. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back and pull the knuckles up and overhead. Let's take 5 deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Forward folds are a great place to activate the breath and really tune in with the quality. Two more breaths. Gently release the fingers to the mat. Resist any flinging. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, straight back. Hands are on the mat or on your shins. Exhale, fold. Micro bend into the knees and slowly rise up to standing, reaching the arms up and overhead. Palms will touch. And from here, we're going to move into cactus arms. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bend into the elbows, cactus arms open wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, bend, cactus arms. 2 more rounds here. Inhale to extend. Exhale to bend. 1 more round. And then gently start to extend the arms again. And we're going to flow here. So take a deep breath into the lungs. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Grab onto the backs of your ankles. Maybe the hands touch behind the legs. And then you can interlace the fingers or hold on to the opposite hand. It's up to you. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Feel yourself hinging from the hips here and not the low back. And gently release the bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Press the palms into the mat, step back to plank. Let's move through a chaturanga. Inhale, ripple forward. Take an up dog or a cobra. Exhale, push back to downward dog. You can take a cleansing breath here if it calls to you, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good way to let go of any expectations, attachments, or judgments. And let's begin to keep the left foot planted. Extend the right leg, 3-legged dog. Keeping the right toes pressed or pointed towards the mat. And you should feel this into the left hamstring. We're going to inhale, curl the right knee in towards the chest and step it through. Finding a low lunge. And from here, we're going to find a twist. Start to extend the right arm and gaze towards the right fingertips. Keep pushing the back heel towards the back of the mat, activating the leg. 2 more breaths. Gently release the right palm to the mat, coming back to your low lunge. We're going to inhale, reach both arms up and overhead, coming into our high lunge. Relaxing through the shoulders. Let's start to interlace the fingers behind the back. Opening the chest, pull the knuckles towards the mat. And from here, we're going to move into a humble warrior variation. So start to slowly lower the chest over the right leg. Maybe folding halfway here. Or maybe fully releasing the crown of the head towards the ground and reaching the palms up and overhead, keeping the bind. Your fingers are still interlaced. Let's take 3 breaths here in whichever variation you're in. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowly start to lift your chest up, keeping the bind, pulling the knuckles down towards the mat. Coming back into your high lunge. We're going to move into warrior 3 here. So we're going to lift the left leg off the mat, extend it towards the back, point the left toes towards the ground. And you're almost making like a T-like shape with the body. Focus on a point in front of you or a drishti. Taking 2 more breaths here. Start to draw the left knee in towards the chest. You can release the bind, bringing the palms to prayer position by your heart. Cross the left ankle over the right knee, opening the left hip flexor here. And we're going to come into our standing pigeon. So slowly start to bend into the right knee, lowering down. You should feel this into the left glute. And you can also take a bind by wrapping the right arm around the left foot, hooking it into the right elbow crease. And just play around here, just noticing how far you can bend into the right knee, opening into the left glute. Let's gently unhook the left foot if you had the bind. Start to extend through the right leg and start to release the left ankle from the right knee. From here, we're going to move into tree pose. So grab onto the left foot, draw it in towards the right inner thigh, or maybe to rest on the right shin. So I'll turn towards you guys so you can see me. 2 variations. You can rest it to the inside of the right shin, or maybe inside the right inner thigh. Bringing the palms to your heart, standing nice and tall. Let's take 3 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, elongating the spine. One more breath here in tree, facing the top of the mat. And then slowly begin to peel the left foot off of the right leg, bringing the knee back to center. Start to extend the left leg towards the back, making that T-like shape with the body. Pointing the left toes towards the mat, and then slowly step the left foot behind. So now you're in pyramid pose, making a pyramid-like shape between the legs. You want to make sure the feet are parallel to the top of the mat. And this is going to feel super good in your right hamstring. We're just going to inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Relaxing the crown of the head, resting the fingertips lightly into the ground. Let's take 5 deep breaths here into the right hamstring. Breathing in and out the nose, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So balance poses and poses where you fold forward are great to activate the third eye chakra because it allows you to go inwards. It gives you a chance to connect with your inner senses and perception, and it increases your concentration. One more deep breath here. Start to bend into the right knee. Step the left foot back, finding a low lunge. Press the palms into the mat. Step the right foot back. Plank pose, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. And exhale, push back to downward dog. Take a moment here to align the body, feet hip width apart, heels pressing towards the ground. Make sure both your palms are pressing into the mat fully to avoid crashing into the wrists. And let's begin to extend the left leg, three-legged dog. Keeping the hips square, pointing the left toes towards the ground. Let's inhale, curl the left knee in towards the chest, step it through. Low lunge. Going to make our way into our twist, extending the left arm. Maybe gazing towards the left fingertips. One more breath here. Gently release the left palm, centering yourself back to low lunge. We're going to inhale, extend the arms overhead, rise to high lunge. Relaxing through the shoulders. Let's start to interlace the fingers behind our back. Humble warrior variation. Pull the knuckles towards the ground, lift the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Relaxing the chest over the left leg, maybe drawing the knuckles up towards the sky and relaxing the crown of the head towards the mat. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Let's slowly start to lift the chest, keeping the bind behind. From here, we're going to move into Warrior 3. So keeping the fingers interlaced, let's transfer the weight to the left foot, extend the right leg. Pointing the right toes towards the ground. Making that T-like shape with the body. And then let's draw the right knee in towards the chest. Bring the palms to prayer position by the heart. Start to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Standing pigeon, start to bend into the left knee. And maybe take the bind, wrap the left arm around the right foot. Letting it rest into the left elbow crease. And one side will probably feel much better than the other, just because we usually have one side that's much more tense. So just notice how this feels into the right glute. And let's take 3 more deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowly start to unhook the left elbow if you had the bind. Start to extend through the left leg, draw the palms to your heart. And then we're going to bring the right foot into the inner left thigh or the left shin for your tree pose. Opening into the right hip flexor. Palms are by your heart, standing nice and tall. Draw 3 deep breaths into your lungs. Bringing fresh air in and exhaling the stale air out from the bottom. And if you fall out of tree, it's no big deal. That's the point of yoga practice. So just keep with it, getting back into the pose and listening to the breath. Let's slowly peel the right foot off of the left leg, draw the right knee back to center. Let's extend the right leg for warrior three, pointing the right toes towards the ground, squaring the hips, and then gently step the right foot back, finding your pyramid. Creating that pyramid-like shape between the legs. Toes are pointing towards the front of the mat, so parallel to the top. And let's fold. So inhale, reach the arms overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Completely relaxing into the upper body. Feeling this nice opening into the left hamstring. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Relaxing through your facial muscles. And relaxing through that point in between your eyebrows, your third eye. Unclenching the teeth and relaxing through the jaw. Start to bend into the front knee, step the right foot back, low lunge. Plant the palms, step the left foot back, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. And exhale, push back to downward dog. Maybe letting out a sigh if it calls to you. Pressing the heels towards the earth, we can slowly start to release the knees to the mat. You can keep the toes curled if you want to stretch into the soles of the feet, just sitting back onto the heels. Relaxing through the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. You can gently lean forward, uncurl the toes, and we're going to sit onto the mat. So swing the legs to any side. I'm going to turn to face you guys. And we're going to open the hips a little bit further here. So let's come into our double pigeon. Pick up the left foot and place it onto the right knee. So you want the left foot flexed and active, so the toes are pointing straight forward. You're not just kind of loose and limbo in the toes and relax, because then your left foot's not activated. And you should feel this into the left glute. Sitting nice and tall. Begin to take a deep inhale through the nose. And then you can start to walk yourself forward, maybe coming up onto the forearms or the palms. And folding forward, feeling this deep into the left glute. We're going to stay here for 3 soft breaths. Slowly start to pick the head up, lifting the gaze, walking the hands towards the body. And we're going to now completely stack the left leg over the right. So if your knees don't stack over completely, that's totally fine. You can just let your left leg stack over as much as you can over the right. You want to draw the feet in. And again, you'll feel this into the left glute. We're going to add a little bit of a shoulder opener here as well. So we're going to take an eagle arm bind, wrap the right arm under the left, maybe binding once or twice, and then draw the elbows towards shoulder height. Sitting nice and tall, pressing the sit bones into the mat, draw a deep breath in. And exhale through the nose. 2 more just like this. Inhale through the nose, sitting nice and tall. Exhale through the nose, soften through the body. 1 more breath. And if you would like, you can start to experiment by leaning forward with the eagle arm bind and just slowly relaxing the chest over the thighs. Release the bind if you still have your eagle arm bind. And we're all going to lift our head, bringing ourselves back to center. Uncross the left leg. Let's move to the opposite side. So bending the left knee, placing it onto the mat. Double pigeon pose. Stack the right foot over the left knee. Have the right foot flexed and active so the toes are pointing forward and they're not just limp and relaxing here. And you want to sit nice and tall, breathe into the chest. Exhale, start to walk yourself forward. Relaxing through the crown of the head, arching through the back. Taking 3 soothing breaths here. And noticing the sensation into the right side now. Slowly start to lift the head, stacking the spine. And let's move into our cow face pose. So start to stack the right leg over the left. The knees may stack or they may not. Listen to your body. Listen to what it's telling you. You know, you want to find that point between ease and challenge that I always say in my classes. You want to avoid injury and pain. And you want to draw the feet in towards the body for your cow face pose. From here, take a deep breath into the nose. And exhale through the nose, lengthening into the spine. And from here, we can add our eagle arm bind. So start to wrap, this time, the left hand underneath the right. Maybe once or twice, bringing the elbows to shoulder height, feeling that nice separation into the shoulder blades. Let's draw 3 deep belly breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Keep the mouth closed. And on the next inhale, start to slowly lean forward, keeping the bind, releasing the crown of the head and the chest. Begin to release the arm bind. And slowly stack yourself back to center, lifting the head. From here, unstack the right leg and we're going to move to lie on our backs. So you can pivot your seat so that it's facing the back of the mat. I think I'm getting allergies or something. And from here, let's just slowly start to tuck the tailbone, lowering our back onto the mat. And once you have completely relaxed the back body onto the mat, you can extend the legs and just notice how you feel. Notice how exactly you may feel more connected, whether it's to your breath, to feeling grounded and nurturing the body. Maybe you feel more connected to the body. So just notice what pops up for you here. And we're going to come into one more asana, our inversion for this practice. So let's start to bend the knees, draw the knees in towards the chest, extend the legs towards the ceiling, and maybe release the feet up and overhead, keeping the palms pressed into the mat, relaxing through the body. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. If you would like, you can close your eyes and plow. One more breath. Start to gently bend into the knees, bring the palms to the low back, and then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, rolling down onto the back. And from here, we're going to rock up and down the spine until we eventually meet in our seated position at the top of the mat. I'm going to turn to face you guys, but you could stay facing the front if you would like. We're going to sit nice and tall. I invite you to bring the thumb and the index finger together. We're going to open the palms and then relax the palms over the knees. Sitting nice and tall, pressing both your sit bones into the mat. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the hips. Finding stillness. So this hand mudra that we have is actually a great way to activate your concentration. And that's really the intention for this hand mudra during meditation. And I thought the most simple meditation would actually be the best for your third eye, because it gives you a chance to be still, to be silent, to listen to your internal dialogue and your inner world. So, for whatever thoughts come up in your meditation, just know that it's normal. We're human. Thoughts are going to come up. But it's important to keep moving forward when they come up. So acknowledge them, know that you're having these thoughts, and then choose to move away from them, saying, okay, I know I'm having this thought about what I'm going to eat later, or my to-do list, or maybe an event that happened in the past, but I'm going to choose to redirect my focus and listen to my breath, using my inhales and exhales to draw my concentration back to that single point of focus, your meditation. So we'll stay here for a couple moments. If you have a little more time today, I invite you to pause the video and spend a little bit more time in your meditation. For others who have to close the practice, you can join me by inhaling, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, draw the palms to your third eye. Bring the thumbs in between the eyebrows. Feel that connection to your third eye. Feel any energy, any emotion, any thoughts that come up. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, fold, bowing together. Namaste. Slowly lifting yourself up on your own time. That's the end of our practice. I hope you enjoyed. Next week we're going to be finishing off our chakra series with the last chakra flow, and I would really appreciate if you comment and subscribe and let me know how this practice went for you. Thank you. Bye.